Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm over here at Athletic Bilbao Football Club in Spain, along with Real Madrid and Barcelona, the only team in La Liga never to be relegated. A unique, fantastic football club that I've learned so much from the first team right down to the academy. So I'm going to take you through the journey from day to day. Enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe at the end. And like I say, enjoy the video. Cheers guys. Good morning from a sunny Bilbao here in northern Spain. As you can see, I'm at Athletic Bilbao's training facility. I've been looked after amazingly by the people already. I've been here probably about 3-4 hours now and nothing's too much trouble. Taking me all around the ground and showing me the facilities, and just a fantastic site. As you can see, the arch there that they brought over from their old stadium. To be at the training ground, to give the players that are coming through a little bit of history, and there's certainly a lot of history here at this football club. A unique football club, one that I've never been to before, in the fact that, you know, when you talk about people producing their own and looking to, you know, have an identity of a certain percentage of players playing in the first team, well, this football club, you know, is unique in the fact that to play for Athletic Bilbao you have to be of Basque origin, so you have to be either born here or raised here. Quite unique. They don't buy. It's as simple as that. They're not looking to buy a player from Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, whoever. Their philosophy is purely and simply to produce their own. Over 100 years in the top flight of La Liga, never relegated. Real Madrid, Barcelona, the other two teams that can sort of hold that record, and it's unreal how they do it. They've had success winning La Liga titles over the years. They've won the Copa del Rey. They've qualified for Europe. They've, you know, been successful in Europe as well. So to do what they do is quite unique, to state the obvious. They look. What I've been told today is something that I'm very passionate about. What I love about this philosophy is when they sign a player or they get a player in at 10 years old, they don't look at if he's the best player at 10 years old. They look at the future. So they have a lot of patience, they have a lot of time. They look at the person before the player, which is something that I believe in, something that I've brought into this philosophy with Matt Letizia Natural Coaching. And it is quite unique. They're not looking for the next best player out there. Now you might think, well, what about players that are trying to get in? And that's one of the questions that I'm going to ask them a little bit later in the week, is if a player at the age of 13, 14 shows potential and he is Basque and can represent Athletic Bilbao, how does he get into this academy? So that's one of the questions I've got to find out. But they recruit players from playing in the Basque area, and there's just shy of 3 million people. Now, 3 million people, when you think about it, it sounds a lot, but when you look at the population of London and the clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, and where they can draw their players from, this is quite a unique football club in the fact that they have produced their own players for such a long time. They have influences from other managers that have come that are not Basque. So Javier Clemente has been at this football club, obviously the Bielsa and Valverde now at Barcelona. So they've had good coaches, good first team coaches, but all with the principle of producing players through the system. What I love about this already, I'm going to see the youth teams train tonight, so I've already seen the first team and the under-23s today, but I'm going to be seeing the academy later on. And what I love about this is that some of the first team coaches actually work with the younger players, and if you're working with the under-9s, you then work with the under-14s, something that we do at Matt Letizia Natural Coaching, where in one evening you're coaching an 8-year-old, then a 13-year-old, then a 16-year-old, so you have to adapt, but the message and the philosophy flows through. So that's something I'm looking forward to as well. It is, like I keep saying, it is a unique way of doing things. The sessions that I've seen already, are they any different to what you would have seen at any other club? I know it's only the first team and the under-23s that I've seen so far. Was it mind-blowing? No, they started with rondos, which is custom in Spain and on the continent, which is something that is wasted in England. Rondo in England, I find sometimes is just a time to mess around and have a bit of fun. And I watched it be coached today, the body shape, the toes facing a certain ways, which I coach myself. So that's my study from rondos. And then it was into a practice The first team are playing Villarreal tomorrow, which I'm fortunate enough to go to, and then the under-23s. It was just a phase of play where coaching came into it as well. So at the moment, no mind-blowing coaching, nothing, So how are they producing these players? I'm going to look to find out a little bit more over the week and keep you updated. But a fascinating start, a unique football club, an amazing football club, amazing people in a humble yet quality setting. So I'll keep you posted through the week, but I'm really, really looking forward to this one. Have a good day, guys. So before I talk about what I've seen at the academy and the coaching sessions, I've been to the museum today. I'm going to the game tonight, where I will be in the President's Suite, which will be fantastic. I've got to wear a shirt and tie, so I look very smart, I hope, for the evening, the game against Villarreal. But I've been in here to the museum. What an incredible place, what an unbelievable museum of history, not just about the football, but the whole club itself and the different sports they had back in the day, but also about the Basque land and how they're very, I've already talked about, I know, but how they're very passionate about their country, their region and their people, and how they all represent each other. Loyalty beyond loyalty. I keep looking at signs that say loyalty to the last. They don't want to sell players. It was devastating for them when Kepa left, when Laporte left. Players like that have come through the system and come through, their academy and gone into the first team. So they actually, Chelsea and Manchester City won't be paying them any more money than what they would have got here. That's the ironic thing. It's just the lure, I suppose, of the Premier League eventually. But they dig their heels in. They try and keep these players because they mean so much to them. It's a genuine thing as well. And this museum is just incredible. The money that they've spent on it is amazing. I think the stadium cost 150 to 200 million euros, which is quite incredible when you think of what Tottenham's ground is going to cost now, and of course Wembley. So an unbelievable experience. I've been around the ground, I've been pitch side ready for the game tonight. So if you do get the opportunity to come to Bilbao, make sure you come in this museum. As you can see, it's all touchscreen, and it will take you literally right back to the 1800s up to the day, and you will understand this magnificent football club. So I'm going to leave you now. Next video that clicks on will be me approaching the President's Suite for the game tonight against Villarreal. Cheers. So I'm at the stadium now, suited and booted for the President's Suite. Really looking forward to this. Be good to see what I've seen, the philosophy of playing, as well as obviously the history of the club that I keep speaking about coming to fruition. They're at home to Villarreal. I'm in the President's Suite, as I say. I'm looking quite dapper, quite smart, I hope, and looking forward to a good game. I'll take you inside, show you what's in the President's Suite, show you as much as I can in there, and then I'll be back after the game to let you know what I thought of the game. See you soon. Here we go, President's Suite. Just quickly, did I just blow a kiss at the camera? Sorry. Hi, so I'm inside the President's Suite, ready for the game. I'm going to put my phone away and be polite and start speaking to people like I should do. They'll show me great hospitality. So here's my seats for the game, direct on the halfway line. And if I take you in quickly, I'll show you inside. There we are, inside the suite. I'll see you all after the game. So the game's finished. I'm outside the stadium. Unfortunately for my friends of Athletic Bilbao, they lost 3-0. I've seen one of the best goals live that I've ever seen from Villarreal. Absolute stunner, about 35-40 yards. Fantastic atmosphere inside the ground. They stayed with the crowd, the fans stayed with their players right to the end. Really good experience. Fantastic to see what I've seen in the coaching come to fruition. Obviously not the result, but the way they play. So onto the training ground tomorrow, and now it's time for me to summarise what I've seen coaching, as well as summing up the history. So it's time to sum up my time here at Athletic Bilbao, trying to get the right angle to get stuff in the background as well as me talking. As you can see, the first team training pictures here, they're just watering it, which is great. So time to sum up my time here. I came over here to become a better coach, and I came over here to find out more about coaching. It's almost irrelevant, the coaching sessions I've seen. And I mean that with respect, total respect to the coaches here, because I keep talking through this video. I'm sure those that have got to this point in the video now will be hearing about philosophy, and the way that they do things here is very unique. You'd have heard me use those two words probably, I don't know, 10 times each, I imagine. And that's because it is a unique philosophy. So over here, as I've said, they look to produce from within the Basque land. So their philosophy is not to buy players in unless they have Basque origin, and certainly not to sell. Unfortunately, they lost on obviously Laporte and Kepa to Manchester City and Chelsea respectively recently. However, their philosophy is to keep the players they've got. So 85% of their first team squad is made up from players from the academy, and the other 15% have Basque origins, which means that they've either been born here or raised here. So the coaching, what do I mean by the coaching's been irrelevant? I'm a coach. The sessions I've seen are good sessions, but they're no different to ones I put on, my coaches put on, ones I've seen at grassroots, ones I've seen in academy. They talk a lot about depth and width, particularly with the older players, the younger players from under 10, because they only start here at 10 years old. They will have a half an hour before every session of technical work. So manipulation of the ball, keep-ups, things like that, just to get their body and their frame working for the session. And then when they go out, it's very quick sessions, in the fact that there's not a lot of standing around, there's not a lot of coaching, there's not a lot of talking. No one is passive, everyone is, it's opposed practices from right the way through the age groups. So nothing I've seen that I thought, wow, this is amazing, this is mind-blowing away from what I've seen before. The sessions are very, very good, but they're also, like I say, ones that I've, similar to ones I've done before. Here they have one sporting director, so the sporting director will see from the first team right the way through to the academy. So in Spain, in other clubs, they have a sporting director with the first team, deals with that recruitment right down. So the process of bringing players through the system is very, very easy, because the sporting director has one idea, one vision, and he can then obviously speak to coaches, get communication, and then move them through the system, which is great. It's something that I found really good is that the youth teams, they are not interested in winning any game of football. Now, this is something that as you get to watch more videos from me, you will understand that this is something that I'm passionate about. We all want to win. People don't understand when I say winning's not important. Winning is important, and I'm going to do a video on this coming up soon, so I don't want to do too much now. But winning is important. I have never, ever told any boy or girl at 4, 5, 10, 15, 16, 20 years old to go onto a football pitch and not try and win. But for me, it's all about how you win and development for the long term. I can coach any team to win a game 1-0, 2-0 or whatever, but can you coach a player to be comfortable on the ball, to read the game, to win tackles, to dribble, to play short passes, long passes, whatever aspect of the game? Can you coach that, long term? And that, to me, is what this football club does here. They want to compete as well as win. They want to win, don't get me wrong, they want to win La Liga titles, they want to win Copa del Rey's, but they understand that they probably won't win as much as other teams because they buy success. That's a fact. Every club pretty much in Spain and in the world buys their success, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Manchester City, the football they play under Pep is absolutely unbelievable, but they can't say that they've done it with their own. This football club, whatever they achieve, they do with their own. And never to be relegated in over 100 years, and only Real Madrid and Barcelona can boast that. So the fact that they're bringing these players through on a consistent basis is absolutely unreal when you think about it. You know, the hundreds and hundreds of players that have come through over the years, and they still manage to compete. And when they do win trophies like the Copa del Rey 2015, they've won it with their own. So it's quite a unique experience for them fans. So the sessions, those of you that are tuning in expecting me to say, try this session, try that session. Yeah, I've seen some, and they're good. But I've learned, or it's reinforced with me, that it's not just about the actual sessions, the cones, the bibs, the balls. It's the content. It's how you speak to people, getting them to understand, and making sure that, you know, you have a philosophy and everyone believes in it. So the coaches, what I love about this is some of the coaches work with the first team, they work with the under-9s, they'll work with the under-23s, they'll work with the under-14s. So the message is always clear and it's transparent right the way through. I, as a fan, an Englishman wouldn't support Athletic Bilbao because we want success. I walk around Salisbury, I walk around Southampton, I see Man United, Tottenham, Arsenal shirts, you know, and I think that, you know, I don't begrudge people that. I worked with a little boy who was about 4 or 5 years old. He had a Dele Alli shirt on, and his dad said to me, because he watches Dele Alli, he likes Tottenham, and he loves football because of Tottenham. And I thought to myself, Jody, wind your neck in a little bit. So you're probably wondering what's happened there. Schoolboy error, new to this YouTube stuff, as you well know. iCloud, iStorage, whatever, ran out. So there I am talking and it's all gone. So I'm going to be honest with you. I've just landed in Heathrow. I've just got back home. So I'm going to finish it off now. No flashy edits or stuff like that. No, it was a mistake. So there you go. Better learn from that. I thought I would get professional with this. Saying about Dele Alli, how players... I was working with a young lad that loves Dele Alli, therefore loves Tottenham, therefore loves football. So I need to understand now that you don't probably have to have been from an area to support a football club. That love can grow from anywhere. But in Bilbao, with Athletic Bilbao, that is not the case. That is, it's pure and simple. It's all about loyalty. It's about your roots. It's about making sure that you support your local team. And when I said they also support their local people, so there's 150 clubs within the Bilbao area. They pump money into those clubs. They pay for all their medical bills. They pay for their kits. They pay for their equipment. So when the kids are asked to go up to Bilbao, there's actually a real genuine path to pass them on to Athletic Bilbao from the grassroots clubs, rather than what I find in England of that there are players, don't take them yet, don't take them too soon. They trust people, and that's why they don't recruit players or take players on until they're 10 years or above, because they trust what's going on at grassroots. So something we can maybe learn from in that respect. So, yep, summing up, it was an amazing trip. I'm now back home with my family. I'm going to put this all together. I hope you really enjoy it. It's been an amazing experience of this unique football club, this great football club, and they do get results, on a weekly basis or a monthly, yearly basis, seasonally basis. It might not be trophies, and some people in England might not, woulda. Over here in England, it's all about winning and what your trophies you win and competing with titles. But a little bit like Pochettino's Spurs, in the fact that sometimes you don't know what you've got, and maybe till it's gone. And with Bilbao, those traditions, everything they've got, it won't ever be gone. I want to dedicate this whole YouTube video to Athletic Bilbao and the magical people, but in particular Ignacio, Jose Manuel and Iñaki, who have looked after me amazingly, and I will definitely be going back. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you an insight into the football club, but make you realise that as a coach, if you were logging on to hear about the sessions and put your cones there and transition and do this, do that, and dribble through there and pass through there, keep doing what you're doing, keep believing in what you're doing, but more importantly, realise it's how you say things, not always what. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I know it's cringe. couple of my mates have said at the end when you go like and subscribe, but try and please subscribe to the actual channel, and that will help me get more messages out to hopefully inspire you. The next video coming up, I think is going to be a classic, a good one. I'll put a little preview on the page soon to go, but I would say from a sunny Bilbao, but because of my editing mistakes and my iCloud, whatever that is, I'm actually in cold Salisbury. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. See you all soon. Cheers, guys.